Okay, so we are going to start off by solving some equations. The first one we're going to work on here is 5x minus 12 equal to 7. Again, when you're solving an equation, you got to remember your goal. Your goal is to get your x by itself. So in this case, our whole goal is to get that x all by itself on one side of the equation. Since we only have the one x and we don't have any parentheses and we don't have any like terms, we're going to start off by moving our constant. In this case, we're going to move the minus 12. The reason that we're going to move the minus 12 over anything else is because, again, our goal is to get x by itself, and the negative 12 is on the side with the x. So that means we need to use the opposite of subtraction, which is addition, to get that 12 to the other side. So we're going to add 12 over here on the left-hand side. We're going to also add 12 over on the right-hand side of our equal sign. So when we do that, what that's going to do is we're going to have our 5x coming straight down because we're not going to mess with him. Our 12, a negative 12 and positive 12 are going to cancel each other out. And this is going to equal to 7 plus 12, which happens to be 19. Okay, so now we only need to get rid of the 5. If we get rid of that 5 in front of the x will be by itself. So in order to do that, we need to, again, use the opposite. So we can ask ourselves, it's 5 times x. So the opposite of multiplication or times is division. So in order to get rid of that 5, we need to divide by 5. So we're going to divide by 5 on both sides of the equation. Again, the 5's are going to end up canceling each other out, since 5 divided by 5 will give us 1. And we'll still have our x. And 19 divided by 5. So there's a couple things we can talk about here. First of all, we always want to make sure if we do have our answer in fraction form, it is in its most simplest form, which means we've reduced it as much as possible. For this particular problem, 19 over 5 does not reduce any. They're both prime numbers. So if we want to leave our answer in a fraction form, we can just say our answer is 19 over 5. Now, in addition to that, if we don't like fractions and we don't want to leave our answer in fraction form, we can also write our answer as a decimal. We can do this just by simply dividing 19 by 5 in our calculator and seeing what the answer comes out to. For this particular problem, that would come out to x equal to 3.8. Now, I want to caution you on doing the decimal. Not that you can't, not that it's not a great answer, and there are some times when decimals really come into play a lot better than fractions. My caution is to pay attention to the problem itself and make sure you're reading the instructions, because on problems where the decimal does not end nicely like this one does, it's going to ask you to round your decimal. So make sure that you're paying attention to whether it wants you to round it to 2 decimal places or 4 decimal places. Just a precautionary tale on rounding.